What is poppin', y'all? We are back with the DeAndre Way with another episode of the Squid Game. Where are they at now? Podcast. We're catching up with former players, seeing what they've been up to, where they've been, who they've been with, the whole nine, etc. Today, we have an iconic, amazing, flowy guest today. This guest, man, he's a legend in the Squid Game universe. If you watch the show, you know who this is. And if you watch the show, you know he might have had the hardest hit out of all the players in the game. I mean, more than spitting on a cookie, more than getting voted out, more than just having his heart ripped out. He had his heart ripped out, chopped up, screwed up, the whole nine. But this man, throughout all the turmoil, he kept his head up high. He was able to, keep his spirits up no matter what. This man is an amazing figure in the game, an even better person, and got the best hair in the game by far. And without further introduction, we're going to introduce my man, Mr. 451, Phill Cain.
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize we were recording.
I'm weak. Oh my gosh. What's going on, Phill?
You know how it is, man. Just living the dream, still riding the high of being on Squid Game and being on television and stuff and trying so desperately to make it into a career and, succeeding in some ways and, taking some time in others. But we out here,
We out here. You ain't gotta act all professional for the camera now. You can loosen it up a bit now.
This is me. I am fresh. I just showered. I just got a new phone today. It's it's a great day. I love the holiday season. Everybody brings out the best in everybody. Everybody's jolly, cute, fun, and it matches my level on the daily. And so I appreciate that.
Oh, you just wake up like this. Okay. Wow. I wish we all need to aspire to be more like you then. So, Phill, when you looking fresh and clean with the new iPhone, congratulations. Welcome to the iPhone 16 gang. We in the building. It's crazy. I can't believe it's been a year since the finale has aired. I was actually just looking at my phone a few minutes ago, and I was just going through memories because I'm about to do this whole, what I did in January, what I did in February, I do it every single year on my Instagram. And I was looking, and today was actually the day of the finale, I believe.
Oh my God, you're right. December 6th.
Yeah, I was just checking. I was like, wow, because my picture of me and my popped up, and I was like, oh, how ironic. I'm just about to talk to Phill on this day.
Oh man,
a very interesting day for you. I don't know if this day is marked on your calendar or anything like that, or just anything. But how do you feel about December 6th?
Well, as you can see, December 6th on my calendar has absolutely nothing on it besides band practice tonight because, that's what I'm doing. I'm just living in the moment, living in the present, trying to make the most of the situation and just trying to express myself with music. And, I'm getting in gear because my band's got a big show coming up tomorrow. I'm very excited. We're going to be playing our first Manhattan show, and it's going to be a good time.
Nice. I like it. And also, just for the viewers at home, sorry, I might sound a little different. I realized my mic was not on, but I just put so we're not starting over. We're gonna keep going, y'all. I'm not worried about all that. But anywho, that's great. I'm excited for the band. For the people who don't know 6 Ways to Saturday, check them out on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, the whole nine. They play in a show if you're in New York all the time. On the East Coast, I mean, this won't be aired till after your show's over, but they're playing shows all over the place.
There'll be plenty more to come.
They'll be following them on Instagram to keep up with what they got going down. So since it's been like a year, how has the year been for you? Can you tell, the viewers what you've been up to, what's been going down?
Dude, yeah. I mean, it's been easily the craziest and busiest year of my entire life. I've transitioned over the last 10-ish years since I graduated college. I've transitioned into so many different careers, so many different jobs, so many different kind of industries and areas. But this one by far has been the most exciting. So just trying to make the best of the situation. Being on a major reality TV definitely comes with its perks. I get invited to cool stuff now, which is awesome. I live in New Jersey. I used to never go into New York City. What is there to do? But now I get invited to like parties and like events and stuff. So I'm like, okay, let's make the most of this. So yeah, for the last year, I've basically been focusing on music, been really trying to make that happen with my band, Six Ways to Saturday. I've also been doing some acting. I've been trying to get into some like indie films, some comedies, some dramas, stuff like that, commercials even. And just trying to build my career and basically use the Squid Game advantage to, the best of my ability. It's like the first sentence in every single one of my like resumes, my cover letters, all that. Hey, by the way, I was, number 451, second place, runner up on Netflix's Squid Game, The Challenge. So it's been a good time. It's been busy, but it's been a good year.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of new exciting opportunities, and you're kind of living or pushing towards your newfound goals and whatnot, and you're kind of getting that vision of really where you're trying to go and what you see fit for yourself. And that's awesome. A lot of people, you're doing what a lot of people want to do, but are kind of maybe too afraid to kind of step into. So
yeah, I mean, I'm doing the stuff that I myself was too afraid to do. Like when I, graduated college and I started to think, okay, do I want to invest in this career that like might not go anywhere? Like I could just be like a huge bummer, not really anything. And then I, ended up just getting like regular jobs, working in a bunch of different industries, and then literally just circling all the way back around to being like, oh, this is what I was born to do. This is what I should have been doing from the get-go. And so now we're just playing a little bit of catch up and trying to do the best that we can with the situation.
Yeah, and I think the past experiences, your scuba job, moving to Hawaii, all those things, those can play into effect on what you're doing now. And actually, you can use that as past experience to enhance what you're doing now because you kind of know what, learn some lessons from those that you can apply. So I think everything kind of goes how it's supposed to. And, you're moving where you're rightfully designed to. And I'm just glad you enjoying the process as it comes, Coach, because I understand the process. Speaking of, Squid Game, looking back at the show, you were runner up, obviously, but it's been a year since the show. All the dust has settled and whatnot. The hype has calmed down for now. Looking back at the show, what do you ultimately take from it?
I mean, ultimately, it really kind of opened my eyes to like what the possibilities are, because like never for a single moment did I ever actually legitimately believe I was going to win the $4.5 million until I got towards the very end and I was like, oh shit, like I might actually do this. Like this might actually change my life. And so then, you start to think like, oh, like what would I even do with all this money? Like, oh, I would, make sure my homies are all set. Like, I'd buy a house for my parents. Like I'd, do all this stuff. I'd donate to charity. I'd save the reefs, like all this stuff and pursue my dreams. I'd do whatever. And then coming so close and not getting the money, I'm still like, well, I don't necessarily need that money in order to pursue this kind of stuff. Like, it'd be nice to have, but it doesn't like limit me from being able to pursue my dreams, from being able to do the stuff that I've always wanted to do and make my life meaningful in a way that I want it to be. And so it was kind of inspiring in a way to sort of, kind of a reality check, get off my butt and actually start living the life that I want to be living instead of the life that I think I'm supposed to be living.
Nice. That's sick, man. You look, you preaching. It ain't Sunday now. I'm gonna say amen. I'm gonna say amen to that. I'm gonna say amen. Because, a lot of people, Kids Squid Game kind of opened my eyes up to some other things. Like I wouldn't be doing this in particular, but also all the stuff, I've been doing in regards to if I didn't meet some of the people on the show to kind of give me the confidence to kind of go after it and do it. Even though I was already doing my actor life and whatnot, but there was other things that I felt like I wanted to try out, such as the content game, and then also other things that similarly involved with that as well. With the show and whatnot, there's a lot of positives that came from it, meeting a lot of new people, good experiences, but is there anything kind of negative that came out of the show that, you had to deal with?
I gotta say, overall, it was a pretty positive experience. I met a ton of people that I really enjoy and still connect with to this day, like, you and I included. I definitely brought a new sense of purpose, I think, into my life. Coming that close to winning $4.5 million and, based on a key that you didn't choose, right? It kind of wears on your mental health a little bit. But fortunately, I do have a therapist. I have two, actually. Netflix also gave me a therapist. So we're chilling on that front. I do think about it almost every day, but that's okay. It is what it is. I remember to breathe. I remember to count my blessings, be appreciative of what I do have instead of sort of thinking what could have been, and just making the most of the situation that we have right now. Like, I gotta tell you, rock, paper, scissors is traumatic for me now. I'm like, I have literally lost almost every game of rock, paper, scissors I have played since the show. And I think it's because I just get like two in my head, like, oh, maybe they're gonna like throw this and like whatever, like all this stuff. It's just, it's too much. It's too much to think about. But I'm glad that I am where I am now, and I'm definitely still, healing a little bit from that original trauma. Did I ever tell you like what like went through my head like when I was playing the rock, paper, scissors? Because like I saw the key that she picked that went in and that she won with. I saw it in there like towards the beginning, and I was like, yeah, it's probably not that one. It's got to be one of these other ones. Like that one's too obvious, like whatever. And so that memory kind of does replay in my brain every now and then when I think like, oh, when my car breaks down, when I drop my phone and I need to get a new one, I'm like, oh, what'd fix this? $4.5 million.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to cry over here. Wait, so why do you think the key was too obvious? I don't think we talked about that part.
It was like a very like regal looking key. Like it was like fancy. It wasn't like too fancy, but it was still like a little extravagant. And I was playing like base. It was the only game I went into with any strategy at all. Was the last one. I was playing off of like Raiders of the Lost Ark logic. I don't know if you remember the Indiana Jones movie where at the end they have to pick the right chalice, and then the bad guy goes in, he picks like the really like extravagant looking one, he drinks from it, and then he gets deleted immediately. And then Indiana Jones goes, he picks like the most basic, simple like looking one, and that ends up being like the chalice of like whatever, eternal youth. And so I had that in my brain when I was doing it. I was like, oh, it's going to be like the most basic key. It's going to be the simplest looking one. There's no way it can be that one specifically. And so that's kind of how it went. So there was no chance of me with that in my brain. There was zero chance of me ever winning. So I'm glad that, it ended up being the way that it was, because it took too long. It took way too long. We played 32 rounds of rock, paper, scissors. You know what that does to your mind? And she whooped my butt in most of them. So it was too much. I was grateful by the time it was over. I was like, you know what? It's over. I get to go home. I get to sleep in my bed. I get to eat a cheeseburger. I've been craving food for so long because you know how they fed us in there. Like it was garbage.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, long rant, but here we are.
It's okay. Get it out. It's time. This is time to get it out. I mean, for the public to know how you've been feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So you say you've been seeing a therapist and whatnot. How have you used like every week, once a month?
Yeah. So this guy, he's my boy, Geraldo. Shout out to Geraldo. He's Brazilian. So that I don't have to change him every time I change my insurance once a year because I'm on Medicaid. And so I've actually had been seeing him for years up until this point, and so he kind of helped coach me through like this entire experience or whatever. And then Netflix, once the show was over, they also gave me, shout out Victoria. She's British. She's awesome. She was helping me out for a few months as well, kind of, just getting my head wrapped around the entire situation. Cause it's like, you don't realize, but it's such a unique experience that literally no one else can relate to. Like only you and me know what it's like to be in that dorm, to be like tortured, like for days and weeks on end, to have all that pressure like going on. Like I got home, I told my friends, I was like, hey, like, this and this happened. They're like, huh, cool, but like nobody like really gets it, you know what I mean? So having that support, having that kind of mental health coaching definitely was a lifesaver for sure.
Do you still see these therapists like today, you said?
Yeah, well, Netflix stopped paying for Victoria, but I still see Geraldo every other week, so we're chilling.
On Netflix, y'all got the budget for that.
I know, right?
Netflix like the penny pinch sometimes, all shade. No, shout out Netflix. I ain't gonna shade y'all too much. So this is I guess a question a lot of people are curious about. I was looking on Reddit message boards to see some questions people had as well for you. If you had won the money, what would you have been doing with it? I know you kind of jokingly mentioned it earlier, but what would you be doing today? I'm just curious.
I mean, I'd be not looking for work. I'll tell you that. I'd be chilling for sure. I have no desire to produce or work or anything like that. But you got to do what you got to do in this economy. So that's number one. Number two, I mean, so I talked about this a little bit on the show, but I feel like in my life, I have been helped so much by my family, by my friends, by, you know, people around me and stuff. And I feel like I've never really been in a position to be able to give back. And so I really wanted to be able to give back to communities, to my parents, to my friends, to all this stuff, and kind of share the wealth kind of deal. Also, like living in Hawaii, scuba diving there every single day, literally watching the reefs physically deteriorate every single time that we went diving. It really makes you think like, wow, like, you know, a boatload of money could, you know, at least help mitigate this situation a little bit, like help plant some corals, help, you know, diversify the situation down there. Take care of the Hawaiian community specifically, because they were so kind to me my entire time that I was there, and I've never really felt like I was able to reciprocate. So definitely taking care of the local Kanaka, you know, all that gang, like they deserve that and more. So that would be huge. Aside from that, I'd also love to pursue, you know, kind of do what I'm doing now with band, acting, stuff like that. I love making music. Equipment is expensive. So, you know, buying some, like, you know, a sweet new guitar, like, you know, maybe a cool like amplifier or a mixer or something, like, would definitely be on the top of my list.
Do you think you would have been in the band though had you had won?
You know, it's interesting because like I wasn't, so this band that I'm in right now, I'm in a band with my friends Morgan and Tyler. We have been friends for over a decade. We were actually in a band called Crime Alert way back in the day when we were in college, like freshman, sophomore year. And we were good. Like we were really good. We would, you know, make music, we'd play shows, and we were like really talented. And we knew in like deep down that that's what we wanted to do, that was our dream. That was what we always aspired to be. But I think we all got kind of busy with jobs and school and sort of different commitments and stuff like that. And so the band ended up fizzling out a little bit, but we always kept in touch. We always kept saying, like, you know, every couple months we'd be like, oh dude, we got to get the band back together. I got this sick song idea. Like, we got to get the band back together. And it was basically that for like 10 years until recently we were like, you know what? Let's take it seriously. We're finally in a position where we're like a little bit more stable. Let's get it going. So I definitely think it's something I would have pursued either way. But I think the Squid Game stuff gave it a little bit more of an edge, a little bit more of like not like a rush, but like a little bit more pressure to be like, okay, like we got to get this done, like, you know, now, so that we can take advantage of this incredible publicity opportunity that we're getting. Getting to plug our first single on Jimmy Fallon was easily like the best thing ever. It was like the coolest thing I've ever done. And that was huge for us. That really helped bump our like streaming, Spotify streaming stats and our social media following and all that kind of stuff. So it definitely has been a huge help towards the beginning, and it helped kind of motivate us to, you know, keep working and keep doing the best we can. Because or else, like with music, like when you do it for fun, like it's like, oh, you know, I'll get to that later. Like I'll finish this song later, whatever. But then having this incredible surge of publicity and opportunity, and I'm like, no, you know, let's get this done now. Let's take this opportunity now and see how far we can go with it. And it has been a huge blessing so far.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Well, you didn't really answer the question.
No, sorry. What was the question? I forgot.
Do you think you would have been in the band had you had won?
Oh, yeah, probably. I think we'd be doing things. Oh, sorry. If I had won, yes, no, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, if I had won, that would be like my thing. Like we would just be a band forever. We would just have like the sickest gear in town, and we'd be, you know, renting. I wouldn't even have to, because a lot of these places, a lot of the venues that we're playing now are pay to play, and that limits a lot of our like ability to be able to play some of these places, because you got to shell out like, you know, a couple $100 just to be able to play at this venue and then make zero money from it. So had I won, girl, I would have rented out Madison Square Garden just for the homies. Like I would have, like, you know, I would have rented out a sick place just to be able to perform, not even like just like as like an opportunity, just for like fun, you know what I mean? Like just to be able to throw a sick show, have all my friends come and play with us, do like a sick lineup, like, and not have to worry about like money and gear and all that kind of stuff. It'd be free. Like, oh my God, the possibilities are endless.
Oh, dang, we got, come on. Okay. Well, I guess that leads to my next question is, if Netflix asked you to do Squid Game season 2, would you do it?
Listen, I gotta be real with you, dude. Like the chances of me having made it as far as I did were already astronomical. The chances of me doing that again, I don't know. With 456 contestants, like that'd be tough. It'd be a tough sell for sure. I feel like I'm very grateful for how I did. I don't know that I could do it again.
So if they asked you, said, Phil, do you want to do it? We have a space for you. You would say no?
I'd have to think about it. I don't know, because like immediately my reaction, like, ooh, like it sounds like a lot of work for not a lot of reward. But that's what I said the first time too, and look at where we are. So
So I need an answer.
Mate, for me, it depends on how much money. If the prize pot is, I'm not doing anything for less than $1 million. I'll tell you that right now.
It's
You know
a
what I
yes.
mean?
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, I will not subject myself to the tortures of reality TV for less than $1 million.
Gotcha.
At least a 1 in, I don't know, 400-ish chance. You know what I mean? That's better odds than the lottery at that point. So, like,
Exactly. Okay. Well, look, Netflix, if y'all decide to bring Phill back, make sure he comes in like at the second half of the game. So he's like one of maybe, I'd say 40, 50 people left. Then you can bring him in. And then
that I
he
would do.
gets like
That's easy
immunity till top 10. And then
Yeah.
it's fair game to get him out.
Mhm. I would love to do like if they need like a like the front man or whatever that wears like the mask and he's like, ooh, like attention players. Like I would love to do that. That's something I could do silly. You know what I mean? Like
No, I'm looking forward to hopefully a cameo appearance of you in there for season 2, the reality show. So that'd be pretty dope. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm hoping that they get to give you something like that because you deserve it, or at least advice if they're like the last 2 players and they're doing the same thing or something similar. You get to like be a coach. To,
yeah,
like,
or if they like phone a friend and it's just like me chilling in my living room.
like if you win this, I need at least 10K.
It's like I don't know. I'm gonna have to run it by my manager.
Exactly. Exactly. Hold on once. Okay, never mind. I'll tell you what happened just in a second. After we get off the air, I ain't gonna put this out for the people. But remind me, I have something to tell you to you after.
I got you.
So who are some of the players that you keep up with the most from the show?
Oh, I mean, listen, I talk to a whole lot. I mean, we have a group chat with like 200 plus people in it. So we're always in there chatting it up and stuff, but I do still talk to Jackie and Sam. We still hang out a lot. Jackie's still like my OG of OGs. She's super real. I'm so proud of her, by the way. She's so extremely successful. I think she's probably the most successful of like all of us that were on the show. Like she's got like 1.5 million followers. She's doing like pumping out content, like getting all these brand deals and stuff. I'm so incredibly proud of her. So excited to be a part of her story and all that. Still talk to Sam, still talk to Dash too. Dash I see all the time because he's, we're all in New York. So we all chill and see each other and stuff. I just saw Sam and Chad and a bunch of other people down in Fort Lauderdale. Mai actually flew us out. Mai flew us down to Fort Lauderdale to do some content, which is really fun. So Chad was there, Cookie was there, Brownie was there, Figgy was there, Sam, the whole crowd. That was fun. Me and Mai actually still talk, every now and then. She's I don't know if you heard, she's doing her own show that she just started dropping on YouTube, Mother Mai, and she actually paid me to write the theme song for it, which is really fun. So we got to work on that together. She came over here actually in my little studio that we have. She flew out here. She stayed with me and my family for a couple days, and we banged out a song. And I think it's pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it. So that was really fun. So it's nice. It's nice that we still get to, have this community, have this kind of interactions with people. Cause like being on the show, it kind of felt like summer camp, like where it was just like, oh, we're going to be best friends forever. And then you like, don't talk to anyone ever again. But this is like different. Like we like still see each other. We still go to events. Cause I feel like we have all been through something that no one else understands. You know what I mean? So it's definitely like the reality TV community is solid for sure.
Yeah, and for the most part, our show it was a competition, but it really wasn't like we were competing too hard with each other. It was more of like us versus the game for the most part, because it wasn't very and outside of marbles, I would say, and then I guess paper rock scissors. There wasn't, and then I guess the final 3 table, which kind of really wasn't. It wasn't you against anyone. It was against the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, you're having to take someone's head off or you're having to go after somebody like that. It was, the cookie. Okay, you versus the cookie. Red light, green light. You versus red light, green light. Battleship, kind of you versus the game itself. You can't really do anything to control the other. Like, it was just you versus the game. So for the most part, there wasn't too much bad blood going around. And I guess that's what keeps people in high spirits. And, the show is kind of bigger as a cult thing than anything else. So it's kind of cool. Their partnership with Black Label, the whole, season 2 coming out, everything. So that's definitely a help aspect of keeping everybody kind of at ease when it comes to friendships and whatnot. Speaking of season 2 of The Real Show, are you planning on watching it?
I guess I have to at this point, right? Like,
oh my gosh, don't sound like it's a chore now.
Okay, I'm gonna be so real with you. I never saw the original series until after I got cast. They cast me 3 days before I flew out to go film the show, and in that time is when I watched the first season of the original Squid Game. So I was like, okay, like I should probably know what's going on. Probably should know what I'm getting myself into. And like, can I be so real? I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm not a big like the story was fine, the characters are fine. I'm just not a big like blood and gore kind of like, drama kind of guy. Like that's just not really my thing. So I just like, ooh, like this is tough. I hope it's not like this when I get in there. So yeah, when season 2 comes out, I'll probably watch it just to stay caught up on all the things, but I want you to know I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to enjoy it.
You're gonna go into it thinking you're not gonna like it.
Okay, well if they're like shooting each other, like why do they have to do that? Like why can't we all just be friends and get along and have a nice little time? You know what I mean?
You know what world we live in, Coach? Somebody just got shot in New York City literally like yesterday.
Okay, he had it coming though. I'll say this on Maine. I don't give a the CEO of United Healthcare had it coming.
I don't disagree with you on that. I think he definitely probably had it coming. If you have an assailant coming after you with a silent, I think he must have done something. And it feels like that's part of a movie. So you're not into like blood gory movies. You're not into stuff kind of like what's that show on FX with Ryan Murphy with the horror house. I can't think of the name of the show. It's a TV show. It's not a movie. It's
Not a
TV
horror
show.
guy. Not a horror guy. Not a violence guy. Not a If it's like cartoon, like superhero, like TV violence, like that's fine. But like the blood and gore, like if you see like people's brains spilling out, I'm like, ugh, like that's not really
American
my
Horror
thing.
Story. So you don't like American Horror Story?
No.
Okay.
I think it's fine. Like I respect it as a show. Like I'm not gonna like bash it. Like I think it's good for the people that enjoy it, but I'm not the people that enjoy it. So that's not really my thing.
Okay. Well, I hope you do watch season 2 because I'll give you a little information once we're off camera about some things coming up for season 2. But
Ooh,
I do hope
exciting.
you do watch it. For your own self. I mean, it's good to you're part of it now, and I think
That's true.
as a pivotal player in the show, I think it's good to have the base knowledge of what's going on in the Squid Game universe at this point. It's like if you were in Harry Potter season 1 of the real show and you were a professor, but you never came back, but it's still kind of good to know, like, keep up with what's going on.
That's
because
true.
now you're part of the lore of the entire thing, which, it's crazy,
How
So
exciting.
maybe there's a 451 in the actual show that you can, follow.
Oh my God, that'd be so cute. What if he has like long hair and is like super cute and like likes music and stuff?
You never know. You never know. You never know. Okay, cool. Well, we're gonna play a quick game real quick. Rock, paper, scissors.
Of course.
I do want to do one game with you. All right, we're gonna do one quick game.
Okay.
And we'll get to the real game. That's not the game. You ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna do rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right.
Shoot. Okay, got it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Can you see it? Can you see it? Did I win?
All right, he won this game. I ain't got the money for you, but maybe a few dollars I got for you. But no, the real game is I'm going to mention a few players and numbers from the show, and I want you to tell me what you think of these players and or numbers. Some thoughts, your initial thoughts.
Cool. I won't know anyone's numbers. I'm telling you that right now.
I'll just say names. First is we'll go with the last person you eliminated, Mr. 16 Sam.
Sam's an OG. He's a real one. He deserved it just as much as any of us. He's the light in the dark. He was my light in the dark from after from Glass Bridge onward. I was like, I am so lost. I don't know if I want to be here anymore or whatever. And he was the one that really kind of grounded me and was able to be like, no, let's do this together. Let's get through this. Like we're boys. We out here. Let's get it done. And I super love him and respect him for that.
Okay. Shout out, Sam. What about player Mr. 278 Ashley?
Ashley, listen, she's awesome. Okay, she got such a bad edit. Like they hyper focus. That's what they do. You know what I mean? Like you can be like the best person ever. You can be super cool and fun for like 99% of the show, but they stress you out in that one moment. They catch that one moment that you slip, and then they make your whole narrative about that. So huge respect to Ashley. I love that girl. She's awesome. We were homies like through the entire thing, like in the dorm, in the whatever, like. We were hanging out, and a huge respect to her. I love her so much. She does not deserve any of the hate that she is getting. Stay out of her DMs. She is so sweet. Get out of here.
Get out her DMs, y'all. What about Ashley's, I guess, show rival, Mr. 301 Trey?
Dude, Trey's super cool too, man. Trey's an awesome guy. You know, he's Jersey, homegrown. Him and Leanne, you know, they're from up north. You know, huge love and respect for them too. They're awesome. Trey specifically, he can tap dance. I didn't know that. That's exciting. Super cool guy. I mean, I don't know that we talked too much towards the beginning. But I know that we had like a little rapport going. We got that Jersey pride going, and honestly, I was just as confused as anyone when he started just jumping on the glass bridge, and we wasn't sure what was going. But you know what? I had his back. They cut this part, but I was in the back yelling like, "That's Jersey, mother! Like, you know, that's our boy, like Bergen County. Let's go!" Like, you know,
not Bergen County. Shout out Bergen County though. Shout out Bergen County. What about our friend 299 Spencer?
Spencer, dude, what a wacky guy. Like, getting to hang out with him in real life has been so much fun because he is so, like, I think unintentionally funny. Like every other thing that comes out of his mouth, like it could be like in like a normal, like chill situation, we'll just be like hanging out and he'll just like say the most outrageous thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Like he's hilarious. Freaking love that guy. Rest in peace though. He was the only one that died for real on the show, for being honest.
Shout out Spencer. How about our show's quote unquote villain, Mr. 432 Brighton?
Listen, I respect anyone who is able to portray themselves authentically and is able to really like own who they are as a person. You know, I'll never bash anybody for that. Would I go onto a show and intentionally try to play the villain or try to say some homophobic stuff? You know what I mean? Like, that's not me. That's not my style. But, you know, anyone that does that and does their thing, like, I guess you do you, but there's going to be consequences. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like over the course of the show, for the most part, I got along with everyone. I got along with everybody. Everybody was, you know, really sweet to me. I was really sweet to everyone. He was one of the only ones that made me just like a little bit uncomfortable. Just in the way that he was kind of treating other people and, you know, stuff like that made me a little bit uneasy. And listen, you know, if that's your thing, go for it. But there's going to be consequences. You know what I mean? So yeah, whatever.
Okay. And how, I guess you already spoke on her, so I'll skip her. I was gonna say Maya, but you already spoke on that.
Love you, Manny.
Yeah, shout out Maya in the building. How about our friend Mr. You already mentioned him too. God, I'm going blank. I'm usually mentioning the name. Okay. How about our friend Mr. 286 Chad?
Chad, dude, Chad's a real one, man. Me and Chad got along so well towards the end of the show. And he's so cool. We just went to go visit him. I was staying in Fort Lauderdale. Mai flew us out and he hosted us the whole time. He let me stay in his Airbnb for free. He took us out to dinner. He took us out for drinks. He showed us around town. He knows literally he's like Mr. Fort Lauderdale. He knows everybody down there. We're walking down the street. People be like, "Oh my God, what's up?" And we're thinking like, "Oh, they must recognize us from the show." But no, they just know him from just like being around. Like he's that cool. Like he's awesome. He took care of us. He's very sweet. Freaking love that guy.
Yeah, Chad's the realest of the real, man. If y'all in Fort Lauderdale, make sure to go down there and pop up and tell him what's up, man. And make sure to, if you live there, vote for him in the next, I don't know if he's running again, the next election, city election? Or
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Shout out Chad. Chad for mayor. And then I will say, lastly, this is our last one. How about, I won't say to anyone too controversial. No, I already did the controversial one. How about our Squid Game affiliate number? I'll just go someone I haven't mentioned yet. Miss Hallie, 305.
Miss Hallie. Hallie, so sweet, so wonderful. I literally like could not handle what I did. Like when I put the box on her desk and I eliminated her, that broke my heart so much. And I was so stressed out and anxious about it for like the entire however long it was, like 8 months or whatever, until the show came out. And then when the show came out, I messaged her. I was like, Hallie, I'm so sorry. Like I regret, like I shouldn't have done that. Like you were my friend and I betrayed you, like all this stuff, like whatever. And she was like, it's no big deal, dude. Like, it's fine. Like, and so I had been so stressed out, so sad, so like anxious about this whole thing. She was like, no, man, like, it's all good. Like, whatever. I was like, oh, thank you. She is so sweet. She deserves the world. She deserved to win 100%. Love her so much. She's very nice.
Shout out Hallie. Shout out Hallie. Well, Phill, that was everything. I appreciate you for speaking your pieces. Before we get out of here, is there anything, any last words you want to tell the peoples? Any advice you want to give for people trying to be on season 2? Anything at all?
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, if you're on season 2 or any reality show for that matter, I just cannot, I know it sounds lame, but I cannot emphasize enough. Just have fun and be yourself. Don't take it too seriously. I feel like the people that take it too seriously are always the first ones eliminated. Just have fun. Enjoy it for what it is. Manage your expectations and just be yourself. They cast you for a reason. They cast you because they feel like they know who you are and they, want to see that person on TV. So just be yourself, have fun, don't do anyone dirty. It's just a game, and let's all have a good time, man. And check out my music 6 Ways to Saturday, streaming on Spotify and all platforms.
Shout out 6 Ways to Saturday. Get them. Make sure y'all subscribe on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram, OnlyFans.
I'm this close, dude. I'm this close to starting an OnlyFans. If this acting thing doesn't work out, I swear to God, I'm doing an OnlyFans.
Well, if you need OnlyFans help, you can always call Mr. Steven Lomas. He is this OnlyFans aficionado. He knows the game inside and out. So make sure y'all follow his OnlyFans.
Inside and out, you say?
You know?
Oh, wow.
Shout out Steven's OnlyFans if y'all want to see what's popping, and on Inside Out 2 if you haven't seen the movie, check it out.
It's so cute.
Oh, we giving it all props, and make sure y'all know y'all send the donations and Cash Apps and Venmos to Mr. Phill Cain as well. For Christmas, it's a holiday season, so.
My cameo's open too. If you want my cameo.
Actually funny. I actually got a cameo request a few days ago, and I just did it last night. I haven't got one in a long, long time. I know. I ain't popping on cameo, but if y'all want to make me cameo requests, I'll do them. But it was for this video game, like this one mobile game thing or whatnot.
Ooh,
so
fun.
yeah, it was cool. I mean, I haven't got one request in a very. I only had 4 or 5 requests, anyways. But it was cool. I mean, they gave me a nice little chunk of change for something that only took literally 5 minutes to do.
Mm-hmm. No, for real.
So but get in Cameo, get him on Cameo too, y'all. He's still there, and he will do whatever y'all want him to do.
My DMs are open for all the ladies out there.
Exactly. Feet people, armpit people, anything.
Exactly. Whatever. I'm down for anything.
Down for anything. Okay. Well, Phill, thank you so much for joining. It's always a pleasure. I'm probably going to be seeing you in probably a week and a half or so, give or take, for some Survivor stuff, most likely.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for joining me as well. Thank you. And to everybody else back at home, peace, blessings, deuces. And as always, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much for having me. This is fun. Yeah.